Welcome, wrestling fans, to Muskegon Community College and Bartell's Rotary Gymnasium. I'm Craig Christensen alongside Mike McKelly.
How you doing tonight, Craiger?
Hey man, I'm on top of the world. Tonight the Jayhawks are going to take on in their first duel the Timberwolves from Niagara Community College.
We open up with Niagara. Niagara coming over from, obviously from New York, taking the trip over today. And start out with this, with tonight's double duel event. And then work right into Saturday's Ben McMullen Open, and before they take their trip back home.
I don't think it's fair that the Niagara Timberwolves got to make the trip over today without a blizzard. When you and I went to Niagara, it was always during a torrent of a blizzard.
They don't know how to travel without snow. I'm surprised they made it at all. So.
Yes, indeed. Who's going to lead us off tonight, Mike?
Well, we're starting at 125 pounds. We have Benny Gomez for the Jayhawks, and he's going to be wrestling Ganahl from Niagara.
Ganahl. Well, let's start with Benny Gomez. He was a 2015 high school state champion out of Holt, Michigan. He was a 4-time state place winner and a double Fargo All-American.
Nice. So Matt went from Michigan to Niagara?
No, I'm sorry. He's the Jayhawk, Benny Gomez.
Okay.
And from Niagara, we'll have, as you said, Matt Ganahl. He's a freshman from Williamsville, New York, and he was 5th in their state tournament last year.
I was going to say, Matt's credentials sounded awful similar to our Benny Gomez.
Well, Matt, this I got to believe this is Matt's first college action, and he's running into a buzzsaw in Benny Gomez.
He is. Benny wrestled for us last year. He's a sophomore. He's coming back with an impressive freshman season, and we look for big things from Benny this year. So he's going to start us off tonight. We're just getting ready to get started here.
I think you should make a prediction. I'm ready for a Mike McKelly prediction.
You ready for that? For this one right here?
For this duel. Oh yeah, for this individual match.
This individual match is going to be done in the second period.
It's not going the distance.
It's not, no, sir.
Mike McKelly says it, you can take it to the bank.
First match. Benny's already in on that shot, and with a takedown.
Nice finish.
Come in with just a little knee pick, doubled it off, put him down for 2.
Like the finish, like the first score. And I like the pressure on top. Looks like he's running a cross wrist with a chicken wing.
You got a cross wrist chicken wing, takes him out of bounds. He's going to get a fresh start.
Benny's slow to get up. He looks like a cramp.
You got a cramp.
Little cramp. Boys are making weight for the first time.
First match of the year. Again,
possible dehydration.
We're already running a little injury time. Blood time. He didn't. Our veteran official didn't signal. So.
Well, there must be blood out there, but I don't think it was blood that had him holding his calf.
That's true. That is very true.
Real interested to see that cross wrist reinforced chicken wing. It's a good way to score some points quick.
It is.
Looked like as they rolled out of bounds, he was trying to keep a foot in bounds in college wrestling. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anything is in bounds, but your opponent's shoulders are exposed out of bounds, you're still scoring back points?
That's correct. Any point of any bearing point in bounds keeps you in bounds. You score back points all the way outside bounds until everybody's gone.
And I want you to, in your mind, just be rehearsing the rules changes because they're probably going to be fairly hard to explain.
They're not. They're a little bit. There's big for 17-18 this year is the ability to go from neutral to a takedown, even though in the years past the position may have not have been a takedown by sliding down for a leg pass. Benny's down there. He's got that chicken wing, got that cross wrist, looking for a tilt.
Focus on the lock. Focus on the lock. Break the lock.
Benny maintains a lot of pressure on top. I love the way he's keeping the, what's his name? Ganahl, keeping his head right on the mat.
Walk the leg up. Break the line.
He
No
gives
more
him
than
one.
say that, and he scores a point.
He gets his escape. Score 2-1.
Hey, he's tired. Come on. Up. Up.
You're out, bro. Pop your hips up.
Look, focus up. Just focus on the time. Let's go.
By hands, as you come up.
Hey, after.
No back points on that tilt earlier. I saw a swipe or two, but we didn't score there, right?
He got a couple 1-and-1s. He did not get a 2. And Benny was digging in for an underhook. A little lazy shot by Ganahl. Gomez is running that front headlock for the Jayhawks. He's running the opposite side. There he goes.
Mr. Ganahl is going to need a little bit better setup if he's going to try to take that straight ahead shot on the returning sophomore.
If you're going to score on a returning national qualifier, the setups is just as important as the shot to get in and get penetration through, and they go out of bounds.
Still just 2-0.
2-1.
2-1.
2-1.
That's how that works. When they get out from underneath, that's a point.
Got a little more blood, a little blood time.
Just hold on. He's just looking to hold on. He's not ready for the third period. Let's go.
Oh, he's going to jam the blood stopper up that nostril, and the trainer's cleaning up the mess, and we'll get things back going.
There is no part of me that misses that.
Nope.
Having that cotton mess jammed up your nose.
Hold on. Shake it. Hey, back to your base. Right
Did you have a lot of nosebleeds when you wrestled?
No, I was not a bleeder.
I didn't have my first nosebleed until I started coaching.
I might remember that.
Your kid did it. You were coaching at Fruitport. Out of the kindness of my heart, I was wrestling with one of your boys, and I'm relatively sure he broke my nose.
He was just reminding you not to hang your head down on the side when you can get elbowed.
I was on top of him. Put my head. No, I was underneath him.
So Niagara chooses down.
If Whitehall Wrestling's Derek McCullum is watching this, he has the honor of having broke my nose for a second time just last spring.
Were you hanging your head for a second time? You thought you would learn your lesson.
I was walking up to him and he turned around. Long gangly arms flailing.
There goes Benny, he's running. He's got a Turk can opener running right now. He's got to peel that knee up and slide his right leg underneath that knee to elevate.
This is a little reminiscent of some freestyle that probably he ran out in Fargo.
That is for sure.
The old can opener.
He's got to get that heel in his ear. There he goes.
Oh, he's got a scissor on the
Got the
on the can opener.
Now he's got it elevated for backs. There should be some swipes coming. There they are. One. Ooh.
Ganahl comes off his back well, man.
He did.
Should have been more back points there. You got to get.
Well, Benny's just adding up the riding time, though.
That's right. You got to get Heva Street some WD-40 for that elbow.
I thought that was a little slow, too.
I doubt he watches these.
Benny's going to give him the one.
That's going to tie it. 2-2?
2-2. Not exactly 6 points in the second period for the Jayhawks yet, though.
Yeah, you got a little time left, though.
Not a lot. Benny's got to get some pressure on and get moving forward.
I say this every year we do this match, that kids like Benny, not that he's looking gassed or anything right now, but you remember your first match of the year, you could be in the best shape of the world, and that first match, man, it's like there's carbon in your lungs.
You get the little lactic acid built up and away you go.
Lactic acidosis.
There we go. That's the end of the second. Score 2-2. Benny's going to go down to start the third. Comes right to his feet, clears the hands for one. Just like that, we're 3-2. 3-2, I gotta believe Benny has riding time, which makes it 4-2. Get a restart.
Nice front headlock.
He's got the 2 takedown. That was a nice front headlock. He runs his head on the opposite side, which I'm not a big fan of, but he was effective with it here for the takedown. And they're going to go back out.
Oh, dear. Not sure why they stopped the action there.
They were out.
They were out?
They were out.
Everything went out?
He rolled the whole, everybody was out of bounds. So.
Then he got to be careful of his head on that tilt. He's either got to bury it or he's got to get it away from Ganahl. If they had stayed in there, Benny could have been in trouble because that was a pretty solid headlock that Ganahl ended up with out of that tilt.
And the reversal.
Fortunate that they went out of bounds.
And Benny gives him an escape. Scores 5-3. Benny's back on the front headlock.
Oh. Now picking up the pace just a little bit. Finds himself back in that front headlock. Picked up his pace right into a front headlock.
And the official thought that we need some more action out of Gomez, so he warns him for stalling. That's the first. He can afford to give up one. A nice duck. Body lock, there's your throw. See how his feet are in bounds?
Yep.
He had him on his back. He's got the 2 and the 2 near fall.
That was a for real body lock.
That was a for real body lock. They're back to their feet.
Hey, good shots though, good shots.
And then he's got the one more for riding time.
That's what a double Fargo All-American does with a body lock.
Right there. That gives us a score of 10-4 to finish up that match. It started out with a takedown in the first period by Gomez and an escape then by Ganahl of Niagara. Ganahl started on bottom and he got an escape for the only point scored in the second. And then again in the third, the third period was all Benny Gomez. He's got started on bottom with an escape. He got 2 takedown. Ganahl got an escape. He got 2 more takedown and 2 near fall that we've seen right there at the end. Allowed Ganahl to escape again, and then the 1 point for riding time gave us a score of 10-4.
I'm a big fan of the way Benny Gomez wrestles on top. I think he's going to score a ton of points up there with those roll-through tilts. And all the other things he does well up there. Just look good.
He kept the pressure on. He was good, especially for the first match of the evening. We're going to start up with someone that you are a little bit familiar with at 133 pounds.
I am familiar with Corey Robinson. He wrestled for Coach Sandy and myself over at Whitehall High School. Corey's a 2-time high school state placer. He was 8th and 4th. He was last year, he was the team points leader for the Jayhawks.
He was, and Corey got 2 takedowns there.
He's taking on CJ Walls. Walls out of Ilion, New York, went to Central Valley High. He was 3rd in the state of New York last year. We tied 2-2.
Nope, I'm sorry. He didn't award the takedown like I thought he. Walls got the takedown. Corey didn't have any. Corey's got that cross wrist chicken wing going on him this time. So
that's Corey Robinson. He'll do that on top as well. Corey definitely has to stop the bleeding, but no need to panic. I've seen Corey score him in bunches on top.
Nice duck by Walls for 2 takedowns. Walls goes right back to that pressure on top. He's going to pick that leg. Corey does a nice job turning in for 2.
Nice. Well, that's what I was talking about. He's got to stop the bleeding, got to stop those points coming up like a pinball machine. We'll see if we can't get a turn here.
He scores 6-3 right now. He's still early in the match. He's riding tight. There we go. I was a little nervous. Herb Street's counts were going to be a little bit slow, but that was a nice. He was on top of that one.
Robinson now with a chicken wing. Were those 2 1s, or was that?
He had 2 1s. He didn't award any points. He's riding the crab nice. He's got to get that leg in though.
That's
Walls,
so scary.
Walls has him. 2 reversals, put him on his back.
CJ Walls, that's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
That was impressive by Walls. Corey Robinson is a tough wrestler, and we're looking for big things out of him. Was not the way he wanted to start off the year. However, he ran into a little bit of buzzsaw there with CJ Walls.
He did. Jayhawks throwing a void out here.
Jayhawks are voiding at 144.
The void will go to Michael Phelps. It's getting
Michael
built
Phelps.
just like the swimmer Michael Phelps. Coach Tiedema having a conversation with Mr. Hebe Street down by the head table, questioning one of the calls that he made during the match. I don't know if they're talking about that first takedown.
I'm not exactly sure what the discussion's about.
Tiedema looks a little frustrated. I thought it was, I don't know that that's what they're talking about, but that first exchange happened pretty fast. I looked down at my paper thinking that it was 2 and 2 takedown and 2 reversal. So what'll happen at 149, Mike?
At 149, we have Bertram for the Jayhawks. I'm sorry, Dren, if I got it all pronounced wrong.
Bertram. That's how I'd say it.
That's how I say it, Bertram. And who's wrestling for the Timberwolves there, Frieda?
Heavy on the head. Heavy on the head.
John Rihanna?
John Rihanna for the Timberwolves.
Rihanna, a sophomore out of Garden City, New York. Coach doesn't have anything listed there as far as honors or accolades, so he must have had a fairly quiet freshman season. Dren Bertram.
Where's Dren from?
He's out of Greenville High School. He was a state placer for the Yellow Jackets. He placed 7th last year.
There's a little bit of a size difference between these 2 wrestlers. We have John Rihanna, a little shorter, a little stouter. And then you have Dren Bertram, who's a little thinner, a little taller. Trying to jump in that front headlock, and he gets it.
He did jump right into it, didn't he?
He did. Well, he's He's got it tight too.
That was good work.
It was good work
by
staying out of there.
Bertram.
Well,
Could have been real trouble.
My suggestion to Bradford going forward would be not to let someone jump a front headlock onto you and then get your elbow in the air, but that's a good way to come across there. Oh, as I say it,
It's a pretty nice duck under. It looked like he tried to duck under right into his own headlock.
he did. He ducked it right down, but he left his arm up, so he had no choice but to run a headlock. So right now he's stuck. He's in a tilt. Power move.
Power move tilt.
Power move tilt. 2 more for near fall.
Tilt versus power moves. These Timberwolves, they like their tilts as well.
Well, so far this is our third match that wrestling's been going on, and I've seen the tilt in every one of them.
Who knew they'd work in college?
Who knew? Who knew? We're still in the first period, score 4-0. John Rihanna's riding tight. As I say it, Dren comes to his feet and comes out for 1.
Well, Bertram did a good job underneath right in that exchange. If you don't want to get tilted, you got to get your chest off the mat. And he did, and he parlayed that into a nice stand-up. What does that make the score?
4-1.
4-1.
Rihanna's got a pretty tight single. He's got a little stretched out here. He's going to have
He's
to
way long.
slide his hips underneath him.
He did too. I see that new rule put into effect here.
So the rule that you're referring to is, now if Dren tries to dive on an ankle and go to a leg pass, and his shoulders go beyond the 90.
Bradford's trying to leg pass right now. I don't know if he can get it.
Well, he's trying to keep that arm up so he doesn't go past that 90. As soon as he does go, if he were to go past that 90, the official would put him in jeopardy and count it out a 1, 2, 3 count. After 3, the takedown would have been awarded.
Of course, the leg pass is what a lot of wrestlers will just refer to as the funk, right?
The funk, diving back down at the leg. So at the end of the first, the score is 4-1. Muskegon's going to defer to Niagara, and Rihanna's going to take down.
Bertram really needs to get a turn here to get himself back in the match. Good pressure off the whistle.
Dren's got to get down a little bit lower on that arm. There he goes for that head lever. Drive it forward. Keep the pressure driving forward. Now he's going to have to come off the hips a little bit. Be careful with that. So
this is power moves.
Power moves right here. He's keeping the pressure on. He's going to slide that underneath.
I'd like to see that right elbow on the mat lower. Although he's getting pretty good torque on it where it is.
Not a lot of movement there by Rihanna of the Timberwolves.
Strong neck.
Must be. Stalling red. Stalling red.
Bertram's doing a nice job of keeping his hips off to the side. The Niagara coaches are contending he's not all the way off the Timberwolves' hips.
Well, the Timberwolf isn't coming up.
He's not doing anything.
He's not making any attempt to get off his belly. He's going to try to hold on to that 3-point lead, which is going to be a 2-point lead after this period due to riding time.
So if you can project That brings up an interesting question. Do you go down as the Jayhawk in the third period thinking you can score one? That'll still leave you chasing a point. Well, not anymore.
There.
That's a strategy changer right there. You go back on top in the third period, Mike?
He's doing nothing to come off.
If you choose down, you get to your feet. You've been taken down twice.
He's been taken down. He was taken down once with back points.
Okay. He is going to go down.
Well, he's going for the win. So if he gets out, keeps his riding time, and gets a takedown, then he wins it. I could have went either way on this call. The score is right now 4-2, effectively 4-3. With riding time, now he's got to keep.
I thought that was locked hands, but Bertram's hand. There's your escape.
There's the one. So now, depending on where this riding time turns out at, he's in
deep on a double leg.
It's not going to matter. He's going for the win.
The Timberwolf, Rihanna, looks like he might be a little bit out of gas.
He was strong the first period, though. Strong the first period.
Well, he just got hammered for 2 minutes in the second period, though.
Now he's not. Yeah, he's not looking. He doesn't come off his hips. Come off the mat. He's
another stalling call coming. Because Bertram's all the way off. He just had, just a second ago, no pressure, and the bottom man wasn't even making an attempt to come off.
Oh, he's going to let him torque him up. We could use 6 here for sure.
We could use 6.
Team points, we're down by 9 at score 12-3, and we got another forfeit coming up.
Surprised there hasn't been another stalling call because there is 0 activity coming on the bottom. Tatum is out of his chair. He's looking for a stalling call. There he goes. There's a stalling call.
You get it? One more point.
I think if Bertram can get that right elbow down closer to the mat, slide him instead of up. Slide that head lower towards on the mat.
It was a little ugly the first period, but after that he kept his composure and kept on coming. Oh, and he had it too. So
good match by Bertram.
Way to start off his college career.
Absolutely. A little worried there at the end of the first period. Bertram recovered well. Dominated on top.
He did. Part of that was Rihanna Timberwolves was out of gas and just decided to lay there. Maybe cutting weight got a little bit to him. But he ended up with a score of that match, 7-4, and 3 more points for the Jayhawks.
The second period for Bertram on top, I feel like it broke the Timberwolf Rihanna. He just couldn't come out, and about halfway through the second period, stopped trying to come out.
So that brings us to 157 pounds. We have a freshman for Jayhawks. Who's wrestling for us there, Craig?
JoJo Dowdell.
JoJo Dowdell.
From Whitehall, Michigan.
We got another Viking on the mat.
JoJo's a 2-time state placer, 7th as a junior, 3rd as a senior. He was a Disney Duels All-American. And he's facing Sage Gonzalez.
Nope, Sage Gonzalez is his teammate, but JoJo's he's facing Ryan Sebastio.
Ryan Sebastio. He's from Wallkill, New York. He was an NJCAA qualifier last year, district runner-up. So he's a sophomore, talented.
He is, but he's coming in against this freshman for the Jayhawks. What's always impressed me watching JoJo is the way he can explode through a person when he decides that he's going all the way through, man. So I was really excited that he was going to be a Jayhawk this year and that I was going to get to see him and see how his college career progresses after such a nice high school career.
JoJo is an exceptional young man. He is a gentleman. He's a great kid. And he has a double leg.
Oh, what a scramble! What a scramble!
Oh, man.
No points out of that whole thing.
Was a world-class scramble.
Oh,
These two are athletic.
that was amazing. A double leg in the air to a mat return to a Grammy out to a double leg in the air.
You don't see that every day. If you're
I'm
watching
tired.
this at
I'm
home
tired.
and you can rewind it, you need to rewind that because that is an exceptional exchange.
This is fun to watch.
As I was saying, JoJo's got a really nice leg attack.
He's got a really nice leg
Got to
attack.
finish though.
Well, there's a difference between college wrestling and high school wrestling, and I think he just got to see it.
Yeah, that's a takedown all day in high school.
If you get somebody's feet above their head, and you go to put down for back points,
Coach Sandy up in the bleachers, you can probably hear him on TV yelling heavy hands, wants JoJo like he did in high school to go to work on Sebastio's head, wear him out, wear him down, and score a ton of points in the third period.
well, I think what he's worried about is JoJo's not going to be able to take that high crotch, leaving his trail arm high. That'll get him put to his back in a hurry at this level.
Yep. Man, that was an exciting exchange.
I'm glad we got it on camera. There
High
he goes.
crotch.
High crotch. He's got the two. Nice takedown. And he's got the one. There's two more.
So JoJo was quick to lift him there on that first double leg earlier in the first period. Maybe needs to finish these low.
He decided to stay low on that high C this time. Come around the corner. It was a nice finish. Stayed in bounds, knew where he was at.
I didn't see the escape awarded.
This
I saw the takedown. So 4-1.
scores 4-1. And that's the end of the first.
Hop up. Head up.
Shoot your hips over you.
Head up.
Shoot your hip there. Now swing.
4-1.
JoJo's solid on top. He's a very good top wrestler. It's definitely not his strength. His strength is on his feet. Very good from underneath as well. We'll see if he can grind, maybe build up a little riding time.
He's explosive. He's an explosive wrestler.
Get back in your stand. Hey, tie up. No. There you go. That's faster.
Here we go again.
Back to our feet.
Go get turned.
I love it.
Kick.
What a great college debut.
JoJo's inside on the left side, maintains inside on his left side. Maybe get another high crotch. There he goes.
Come on, keep fighting.
Good hips, good two. JoJo did a good job sagging out
Sagging
of
his
that.
hips.
Hey, set up your
JoJo, a pretty good thrower himself. If Sebastio gets a little desperate in the third period looking for a bunch of points, we could see a throw or two. Hopefully going the right way.
They're going the right way. Like I said, we're 6 points down in this duel right now. And that was, my guess is we're gonna hide our void coming up.
We have another void coming up.
But we're gonna move up some people to hide those 6. And, well, JoJo doesn't want to be there.
Nope. Doing a good job of blocking him out with his head.
We have the official Herb Streets. He's gonna tell JoJo he wants to keep the action moving, keep that head out of the chest. And there he goes, just like that. He goes back in on a double.
This could get interesting.
No points on that exchange either. And they're out of bounds.
But you can just feel that this Sebastio is dangerous with those hooks. I get nervous as he's coming up from his knees with those hooks. Usually pretty safe there.
When JoJo's got his, but right there, over under. That's the end of the second period.
Riding time not a factor.
Riding
at this
time
point, right?
not a factor. Score 6-3, so it's still, the way this match has been going, still anybody's match. JoJo's going to go down to start the third.
I wouldn't think it's going to end 6-3.
Not the way we've been going. JoJo sits out into a crab.
Can't stay flat.
Gonna fight those hands.
Can't stay flat. Well, these Timberwolves will tilt you.
He got the 5. That was a 4-point near fall. That puts him ahead.
Hey, nice mat return. Good reaction on the mat return from Dowdell.
Dowdell's going to get it. Oh, as I say that.
Is he scoring backs?
No, he's not scoring backs. He's stalling. So he's got the warning stalling.
What's the score now, Mike?
Score now is 7-6, Niagara. That's the thing with college wrestling. With the 4-point near falls that you're able to get, you're able to come score some points in a hurry.
Dowdell has to keep his chest off the mat.
And he has to be, I don't know what the time is, but he has to be conscious of the riding time.
Got to build from there.
Got to move, pressure, hands.
That's the tuna.
There it
That's
is.
the Mike McKelly special.
Right there, he's got him. He's got the 2 reversal. Oh, he's got 2 more reversal. This match is hard to score. I hope Mike McKelly Sr. is paying attention over there.
Dowdell's got to be down 1 again, right?
Dowdell is down 1.
I can't see the scoreboard from here. Don't know what kind of time they have left. I don't see the tapper stirring yet, which tells us there's more than enough time. But riding time's getting close, I would think.
It's got to be a factor by now. It scores 8-9. I got to believe that Niagara has a riding point.
Hips. Get your hips away.
Ooh, Tapper's out on the mat. Right now, the score has to be 10-8 with that riding time point. Oh, we need more movement. We need more movement.
Well, that was a fun match.
That was a great match.
Sebastio pretty excited, chest banging.
Well, that's
wrestling against a freshman. That's a good start for Joe Dowdell.
Scores 10-8 with riding time. That was a great start. A great college match.
Well, against a seasoned college wrestler.
Yeah, for sure. So he knows he's got to work on a couple things, and that's how you learn. Is you're going to get in there and see you have to finish those shots. Just because you're buried deep and you get a guy's feet off the mat doesn't mean you're going to get the takedown. So that puts us in the duel. Muskegon 6, Niagara 15. That brings us to 165 pounds. 165 pounds, and who do we have for the Jayhawks?
For the Jayhawks, we have Sage Gonzalez out of Alma, Michigan. Those Alma kids are always hard-nosed, mean wrestlers. He was third in the state last year over at Alma. He'll be taking on Troy Keller, a sophomore from Tonawanda, New York. How'd I sound saying that?
You did pretty good with that. I don't know that it's right, but you did really
Oh,
well.
I'm sure of it. Tonawanda. Troy Keller was 5th in the country last year. He was the Northeast District champion. Sage Gonzalez is going to have to lace him up.
Sage, did you say Sage was a freshman?
He is a freshman.
Sage is in deep on, in for 2. He's got the takedown. So far, every match we've had tilt every match.
Tilt every match.
Power move.
Power move. This is allegedly Troy Keller, All-American 5th in the country last year. I'm not sure if maybe they bumped Keller.
My guess is they probably had to.
I feel like this might be Chris Bradford, a freshman out of Niagara Falls. Just doesn't feel like a 5th place All-American.
No, it's definitely not moving like a 5th place All-American, and he's letting Sage in on some pretty deep shots right away. So
I'm going to stop saying Troy Keller, and I'm going to start calling the Niagara Timberwolf Chris Bradford.
And if it's not you, Chris Bradford, we apologize.
Well, they're probably going to catch this on Niagara TV.
Yeah, for sure. This will make, it's probably airing live right now for
all the honeymooners
all the
watching
honeymooners.
it in their Niagara Hotel suites.
Coming back from their hike.
They do occasionally put these matches on YouTube. You and I are YouTube sensations.
We are. I'm famous. I don't know if anybody else has heard it, but
YouTube famous.
YouTube famous. I'm viral.
Yeah, you are viral. We should start looking for sponsors. We'll clear up that virus.
The viral I got going on. I take pills for that. So right now we have a score 2-1. Halfway through the first.
How do you like the new Jayhawk singles? You a fan?
I am a fan. I do like them. You know, we've had black in the past. I'm not a huge fan of the black. I like the blue and yellow.
Gonzalez in pretty deep there. Almost looked like he was surprised he was that deep.
That's the end of the first. Scored 2-1. Gonzalez is leading this match. Niagara is going to choose down.
Are we to the point yet that we need bonus points, Mike? I know they'd help. Are we at the point that we're at must-have?
Well, it depends on how the rest of the matches turn out, but you know we're down by 9 right now, so we're going to have to do some serious winning to not need them.
4 matches left.
We have 4 matches left, 5 counting this one, so you know we're not bonus point necessary just yet, but we are win necessary.
This could get interesting.
So that's part of the new rule there. They don't call, it's not potentially dangerous on your feet anymore. The official's gonna tell the top man that you have to advance your position. If you have a leg on, that means you may have to clear your leg and work for that takedown.
Otherwise, as we just saw, they're stalling.
There's a stalling point. Yep.
Just like going to wrestling school working with you, Mr. McKelly.
It's hard to keep up on these rules. That's the beauty of Facebook.
Wait, look at the bloody mess we have down here on the Olivet kid in front of us. Looks like he got hit by a truck.
Got another point of escape.
Not that the folks at home can see it.
No,
but
no.
It's an attention getter from our angle.
So right now the score is 4-3 with Niagara leading this match. Gonzalez is taking these half shots. He's got to bring his hips with him and get in there. My guess is he's going to go down next period, considering that he's got an escape already. That's the end of the second. The score is 4-3.
It's a good-looking kid out there tapping, though.
He is. He is. Takes after his dad.
I've heard that. Good hustle, too.
Good hustle. You see,
Just
he's
like his dad.
quick on the mat.
Quick on the mat. That's a mat
Ooh.
return.
That was a mat return.
He looked like he meant that mat return.
I think he did. I think if you were used to high school rules where you cannot mat return with a trapped arm, you can't lift the feet with a trapped arm, you might get a little lazy in that position, and that'll put you on your shoulder in a hurry.
Yeah. Bradford, the freshman, looked like he was trying to put Mr. Gonzalez under the mat with that mat return. Different degree of intensity on those things than high school?
There was a little bit. And sometimes you're expecting maybe a potentially dangerous or a little unsportsmanlike, and it just doesn't come. So we're on our feet, score's tied up. I can't tell you if riding time's a factor because I can't see the clock.
Felt like Niagara was on top for a long time in the second period.
It did feel like that.
This official right below us has a light, nice, loud whistle.
Woo! I'm sure everybody at home got to hear that one.
Can you go down and talk to him?
He was probably mad that you're talking about the blood he had to clean up. Oh. So he's got the wizard, trying to limp leg that out. But Bradford's got that toe lock pretty good, and he's gonna. Ooh, nice scramble. Oh,
Almost back points there. Could have stopped him.
I do like the action we've been seeing tonight.
Yeah, this is fun. I've watched a lot of wrestling. I don't know that I've ever seen a scramble like the one Dowdell and the Niagara kid had.
That was
last night.
really impressive. Really impressive. Bradford's in deep on the shot. And that's the end of the match. Oh, riding time must not have been a factor.
Going in overtime?
We are going into overtime.
This is a big overtime, Mike. Big overtime.
Scores 4-4. Not that it matters. Now Gonzalez is in deep on that shot. Sage just has to finish it. Gotta get his hips back underneath him. Pop his head out. There's two. Nice.
That was a big one. As you were saying, we're not necessarily in must bonus point yet, but we can't lose anymore. Can't give up any more 6-point swings.
We're needing to come away with victories just like that. It was a hard-fought victory for Sage Gonzalez, coming up from 157 pounds, especially for the first time weighing in this season. So,
well, the Timberwolves still have this Troy Keller lurking around somewhere in their lineup. He was the young man we were talking about last match from Tonawanda. He was 5th in the country last year. Not sure if this is going to be him. Regardless, we have Blake Ross, local guy from Reese Puffer, very, very good wrestler. He was a high school state placer last year, 2-time qualifier. He's a rocket from Reese Puffer.
he's a rocket. He comes in there being coached by Matt Brink, the Trojan legend.
Trojan legend.
So. And Scott Loss,
Yeah, that's right.
a Cardinal legend. Just ask him.
Legend in his own mind. He probably watching tonight. Got popcorn, soda. I'm guessing it won't take us long to figure out if this is Troy Keller or not.
Well, Blake's got in pretty good. Blake's pretty strong. He's got in pretty deep on some shots. There's a lot of scrambling going on in this match too.
I'm going to call this guy Troy Keller. What do you have on your sheet?
On my sheet, I have Jalen Jean.
Jalen Jean?
Jalen Jean.
All right, we'll call this guy Jalen Jean. He's a sophomore from Eleanor Roosevelt High School in Greenbelt, Maryland. He was a Maryland State qualifier. And I can tell right now that Greenbelt, Maryland has a tattoo parlor.
Yeah, and a mustache factory.
Mustache factory. Is he well mustached? I can't see that far.
I can't either. So
Mustache factory.
I'm not exactly sure, but I do know he's got a tattoo.
That's a big old tattoo.
It is a big tattoo. He's going to be hard to beat.
Ross is definitely out tattooed.
He's out tattooed, so really, in a sense, he's down 0-2 right now.
Ross and Dowdell had some real nice matches throughout their high school careers.
They did.
Ross is a tough customer, man.
Ross is, and he fills out that singlet pretty good. He's looking strong.
They have a weight room over at Reese Puffer.
They must. They must have one somewhere here in Bartell Road Gymnasium as well.
He found it.
He found it. He looks good. He's another one of the local wrestlers that I was excited to see become a Jayhawk. 4-point student.
Oh, yeah. He comes from a family of good students. His aunt used to teach here.
His aunt used
Jan
to teach.
Agard, legendary English teacher here.
I had her, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
2 near fall. That was a quick 2.
That was a quick 2.
Here when we were talking about Herb Street Roll, put a little grease on his elbow.
Oh, that
This
was
is
slick.
ugly.
That
This
was
is ugly.
slick.
It puts
Can't
Ross
give
in a bad position.
Can't give up a fall here, right?
We cannot give up
Or a
fall.
dislocated shoulder.
That would be worse.
That would be worse. I have a feeling this is Keller. I'm going to keep calling him Jalen Jean.
Okay. But Jalen Jean just got a 4-point near fall.
That almost looks like the 1987 Dr. Feelgood Motley Crue tattoo on this kid's back. Is it possible he's getting
I'd say they're antlers. I say they're
antlers?
antlers. Yeah.
Like he's a deer hunter?
Well, there is no mustache there though.
So maybe Greenbelt, Maryland doesn't have a mustache factory? Maybe he's a big Motley Crue fan.
Maybe he is. Oh, he's got a cross wrist ride.
Tilt's coming.
Those Timberwolves been running. There it is.
That's the old reverse tilt right there. Made Ross think he was going to try that roll through and then went the other way. I want you to go take that guy's whistle away from him, Mike.
That is a loud whistle. That's another 2. This is an ugly first period for Ross.
Is this 174?
174 pounds. Now Ross is coming up a weight class too in his defense. You know, so they just make weight and they move up a weight class. They love doing that. So it's a favorite thing when you walk in the locker room before the match and coach says, by the way, you're going up a weight.
I know you just lost 20 pounds. We're going to bump you up a weight.
After you just maintain your diet.
Oh, and by the way, you're going to go wrestle on All-American?
This might be your 5th.
I think it is.
Oh.
Saved by the bell.
And that's score of 16, 17 with riding time.
Is that a technical fall?
In the first.
And those are antlers. That's an antler tattoo.
Antler tattoo. Turns out he's a hunter.
Turns out he's a hunter.
So
Rough start for Ross's career, but I really believe that's the All-American.
it has to be the All-American.
Blake's going to be just fine this year.
I'm excited to see him. He's a great kid.
Watch for ankles, all right? When you're over top, look for ankles. You're tall.
We got Ronell McGee from the Jayhawks.
From Ferndale, Michigan. He's a high school regional qualifier. And I feel like right now at this point we're guessing who they're sending out from Niagara. If the paperwork is correct, this is going to be Sergio Crispo from Rush Henrietta High School out of Henrietta, New York. He's a New York State qualifier. That last technical foul put the thing on ice for mathematically speaking.
Well, they're up by 11 with 3 matches left.
No, it's not on ice yet.
Not on ice just yet.
A pin would help.
A pin would help. We have to win here, or it will be on ice.
That's I find that to almost always be true in wrestling, that a pin will help.
A pin will help, unless you're the one being pinned.
A pin going the right way will help.
There we go. Like you said, almost always true.
Really does getting pinned help with your self-esteem, with the team score? None of it.
None of it.
Do you know who this is, the Jayhawk warming up in the corner of the mat?
The great big monster of a
With
guy?
the great big beard? He's a big one. He's
gotta
wearing some
believe it.
old school wrestling shoes too. Those look like
That's got to be Baker.
1989 split soles.
Is that what he's wearing, really?
It looks like it, but I could be wrong. I don't see very well.
So
Baker
far, we
had
put
one?
a Motley Crue tattoo on a guy and a mustache, all on the same mat.
Where there was no mustache?
Where there was no mustache or Motley Crue tattoo.
It was antlers. He's a hunter.
He's a hunter. Who knew?
Baker had one. That must be him. He's from Livonia Churchill, and they definitely have a weight room over there.
They definitely have a weight room. He's intimidating, if nothing else. Just looking at him scares me.
I'm intimidated. I don't have to wrestle. I'm not going down to poke him in the chest either.
Nope. Like we said, we need a win here, so we need a little offense to get that.
I believe these are 2 freshmen wrestling, trying to feel out the college game.
A regional qualifier against the state qualifier? Is that what we have?
There are a lot of straight down shots going on right now. There's another one.
2 knees over 1 leg.
Somebody will score.
Good. Keep going. Yep. There you go, Ray. Good.
Gonna have to use his hands. Gonna have to work his way into that shot. Like we said earlier, the setup's almost as important as the shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
we've got I missed the stalling call, so we've got
yeah. I'm surprised I didn't get more of a reaction out of Tiedemann. I don't see a lot of activity coming out of either guy right now.
Hip up. Shake.
fortunately for McGee of Muskegon that out of bounds is a little short on the far side.
That's no fun wrestling over on that side of the mat here in Bartell's Roadie.
No, it is not. Banging off the bleachers every time you turn around. McGee's going to go down. Start the second. He's down by a point.
Tilt's coming.
Tilt's coming.
Keep your chest off the mat.
Hit hard to that side. Hit hard. Push on the elbow. Tripod.
He's got a wrist ride.
Tripod shake. No. Fight the leg.
So we've seen a tilt 6 out of 7 matches so far.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Yeah, man, fight. Scoot your hips back. Keep fighting, man. Yep, move your hips good, man.
McGee was almost out there. It looked like he was going to try to reach over.
Turn into him.
Yeah, got to get that arm maybe lower. It looked like he was trying to reach for the Crispo's head. Maybe getting greedy instead of just getting the one in a close match. He's got to shut this riding time off.
When he decided to get to his feet, it was nice. He did a good job of getting there. He's got, like you said, he's got to get off his belly. Otherwise, we're going to see that tilt come again. 7 out of 8.
Crispo has the wrist, and these guys from Niagara, they can tilt. He can tilt out of the spiral ride too. Hey,
Locked hands.
Locked hands.
You got free.
that'll help.
Puts the score 1-1. I don't know what riding time's at, but he's going to have to get to his feet and get out soon.
McGee created that locked hands, a lot of activity on bottom, change of direction from his feet. Crispo looked surprised that that he was called for a locked hands, but it was pretty clear.
We had a pretty good vantage point for where we sit. We can't see anything.
We used to be able to see stuff when we were younger men.
McGee is going to have to get off his belly. He's going to give up another stalling point. There he goes. Now get moving. Get moving. Roll that wrist out and go. Control the hands.
There he is. Active hips.
Locked. There's another one. Locked hands.
Well, Crispo was surprised before. He won't be that time because he left him locked for quite a while.
Coming in. No, coming.
And just like that, the score's 3-1.
Coming in. Legs coming in.
So Crispo's going to take neutral. Probably not a bad decision.
Well, that way he gets to keep his riding time.
Keeps his point. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that period was over. I was wrong. I was wrong. When we documented it on TV, my wife's going to hate that.
That was a mistake anybody could have made, Mike.
Right.
Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Hey. Keep rolling. Under the arm. Hips up. Under the other arm. Get a half in on that side. Now keep that wrist.
Did we just get another point there for stalling?
Yes.
No. Hips up, ready. Good. Keep that wrist. Keep that wrist. Look for the head. Reach for the head. Reach for the head. Right on. Keep that right on.
Crispo got to his feet, and McGee couldn't return him, and then we gave up the stalling call.
So that makes the score 3-2. Makes the score 3-2 with the riding time as a factor. Now McGee, he's working that riding time down.
I gotta think he's close to eliminating the riding time by now, but I could be wrong too. It's happened before.
Come up again. Head.
Oh!
Head.
They go back on the ball.
Come on, right?
A lot of excitement down below us, Mike.
There it is.
Put your head out.
It's Coach Harry right there from Triton.
These coaches from Olivet are very vocal. they earn their money.
Now-
But we're going to give up another stalling call if he doesn't put him on the mat.
Here he goes. He's going to lift and put him down.
Hey.
Well, the next stalling call is 2.
Still 3-2.
Still 3-2. 3-3.
Timberwolf really pushing the pace here, looking maybe to get that other stalling call. There it is.
There it is. I must have missed a call in there somewhere because these points are all jacked up.
And luckily, we can't see the scoreboard. We'll know when somebody gets their hands raised. Body language is suggesting.
I'm going to say that puts us at score 4-3.
Well, the Niagara man just had his hand raised.
Keep going. Push the pace.
And that puts us out of the running.
Circle and drive.
But you know what? We didn't see that match.
We really didn't.
We didn't see the tilt.
So,
6 out of 8 matches.
6 out of 8.
One of those 8 was a void.
So here we have at 197, guessing it's Baker Hadwan
Yep.
from Livonia Churchill. He's a sophomore. He was a high school state placer. He took 6th. And a GFC placer.
GFC places. He's going against John Fuino.
He's a sophomore from Hilton, New York. Fuino was a New York State qualifier. He's in a New York state of mind, Billy Joel might have said.
Now it looks like Fuino's got some red hair over there.
And he has what?
He's a redhead,
All right.
so a little ginger.
Duly noted.
It's not too often you see a
You
ginger
don't.
with a name like Fuino.
That's true. That's a good observation. That's a good observation. Not coincidentally, the young man from Triton that's going to wrestle has red hair. How
That
about
is.
that? Maybe he has an Italian name too.
There's a weight room in Triton too.
Yeah, this kid found it. He's wrestling a young man 3 feet shorter than him.
So we're in the first. Score is 0-0.
Circle, Jack. Yeah. Yes, Jack. Win those ties. Win those ties, Jack. Circle forward. Let's go, Trump. Circle, Jack. Come on, baby. Snap him down. Side tie.
I was trying to look up the junior college rankings. I can't get it on my phone.
Circle towards it.
And I don't know the wireless. Do you know what the wireless password is?
I do not.
Oh, we probably shouldn't broadcast it if we did.
Yeah, we should tell everybody.
Just tell everybody.
MCC Wireless. It's an unsecured network.
We might not get paid if we did that. Ooh, a nice high crotch attempt. The kids you hear screaming are Cliff Sandy's kids,
Coach Sandy's in the house
with both his kids.
with both of them.
They're having a screaming contest. I don't know who's louder, this official's whistle or the Sandy children.
Well, the officials' whistle's right below us. And the Sandy's children are all the way across from us. And it sounded like they may be right below us too. So,
You know there's not a lot of activity going on the mat when we're talking about Cliff Sandy's children.
that's got to be true. Well, the score is 0-0. The first period is just finishing up. Niagara's going to choose down. The ginger-haired Italian kid's going to go down.
Strong as Hadwan looks, I wonder if we can keep this guy on the mat.
He's got a leg in. He's going to have to get that elbow across. Now the leg's out. Shoelace. And Fuino's got a point. Riding time, not a factor.
Grab his head!
Ooh, single, just gotta get that leg up, get it up, shove it.
Nice.
There's two. That was a nice takedown. Way to work for it.
Jack, he's not even on your head! Drag it out, drag it out! Hold him there! That's 5 seconds.
It's strange to see Coach Gaffner watching the action from the stands.
Speaking of legends,
Speaking of legends, Coach Gaffner.
it is strange.
Sitting in the bleachers next to Mr. Mast. I call him Mr. Mast.
I would too, being that he's a heavyweight All-American for the Jayhawks from the way back.
I go about 220 these days. I'm about the size of one of his legs.
That's, I'm not judging.
There's back points.
There's back points. That's a nice cradle. It's gonna get him. It won't get. Well, I'm saying it won't get the fall, but he was just threatening with it. Nice for 4.
Again. Power slide. Keep your hips up. Yes. Again.
Score 6-1 right now in the second.
All right, there again. Back up again.
Now Baker rides that a little high, a little higher than what I'd like to see.
He's tall.
He is tall, but
He climbs right in too, doesn't he?
he throws that leg on. He's gonna hip that thing across. He's gotta get a little more hip pressure going down.
Well, that's true. We joke a little bit, but as strong as he is, if he were to apply a lot of hip pressure, he could break guys emotionally,
He would,
physically.
right there.
He's got that left knee on the mat.
You gotta get that elevated, pull that in. But he sees that there's short time right now. We're just about winding this period down, and he does. So at the end of the second, the score is 6-1.
That's a nice period for Adnan.
That really was. Is he a freshman? Headliner freshman?
He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore. So he takes down, the whistle blew, and then now he's got up to his feet. Hands, hips, there's one. So Baker's got to do a little, get him moving. Be heavy with his hands, work his way in. He had a nice shot in the beginning of the second. He's going to score with his front headlock.
Ankle.
Nice motion.
Baker won that exchange. Didn't score. Took a little gas out of his opponent. That's a win.
That is a win. Now, with a little more authority putting that down, he would have been maybe a little better, a little tighter. He might have been able to score with it, but being that he's up 7-1 right now in the third, he doesn't have to open it up too much to get the victory. So
We're going to meet up right here.
Well, the official on the mat below is going to take a little break now.
it's not. I'm not upset by that.
Go take his whistle. It's a nice single leg.
Oh, and he finished it for 2.
Baker has a nice single. That's the second takedown on the same shot.
Did a good job getting to the single leg. Coming down the end of this match. So that gives us a score of 10-1 for a major decision for Hadwan.
It's a good match.
It was a good match. That's a way to start off the season for him.
Maybe you should go find the weight room.
especially after a scoreless first period. That was a nice finish.
Strong-looking young man. He's going to have a good season.
So the dual score right now is Muskegon 13 with Niagara's 23, which brings us to the heavyweight match.
They'll give us, from Muskegon, Ramon Correa from Holland, West Ottawa. He's a sophomore. He was a high school state placer. He took 7th. He was a 2-time qualifier. He was a junior and cadet Greco-Roman Michigan national team member. He's a thrower.
He's a thrower. We like that.
We'll be taking on David Carney. He's a freshman from Liverpool, not England. Liverpool,
England.
New York.
Ooh, you had me for a minute.
I did. He was British.
I wanted
Should've
to go
just
talk
left
to
it.
him and heard his accent.
He's cousin of the Beatles. Liverpool, New York. He was a New York State qualifier.
Now Correa, I've seen him wrestle a couple times now. He's a load. He's
Heavy hands. Boy, oh boy. It's like a boxing match.
now we may have to enlist the help from the athletic director here to clear the mat in front of us so we can see the match going on.
I wonder if the athletic director's within earshot of the cameraman.
So we're having a hard time seeing the match right now with everybody there.
I see a lot of hand fighting. You can see that above the crowd.
We get to see it. Luckily they're tall.
Ooh, big shot from the
From
Timberwolf
Niagara,
from Liverpool.
That is a big shot. And that's 2, and he's getting back points. So we go out of bounds. Oh, we hit a reversal. Like I said, we can't really see the match, so we're kind of going off hand signals. Right now we have a score of 4-2.
Marty McDermott on the job.
On the job, that's a great job by our athletic director here for the Jayhawks.
How'd we get on top?
Oh, there was a nice reversal there. I'm not
2-2?
sure. Nope, it's now the score is 4-2. We gave him some back. Now I don't think Correa, from what I could gather of everything, could tell that that the takedown had been awarded and that he was on his back at the time.
Oh,
So luckily it was right there in front of the coaching staff, and I could hear them say, "You've been taken down and get off your back." So
sometimes you need to be reminded.
you need to be reminded where you're at. But it was a nice reversal on the edge, and then he's got control of the top position right now.
Looks like he's riding with some pressure. Watching those guys hand fight at the beginning of the period gave me a headache.
Yeah, banging on the back of somebody's neck like that is not a fun position to be
Well, it
in.
looked like Carney was reaching up with both hands and snapping on the back of Correa's head with both hands, and then it looked like a grizzly bear fight.
That was kind of it. Now, I did learn recently that there's a difference between brown bear and grizzly bear.
Yes, that one looked like a grizzly bear fight.
That was a grizzly bear.
There's a tilt.
Oh, there's a tilt.
Out of the
We got a
heavyweights, you don't see that every day.
tilt
A lot of time a
for
heavyweight,
4.
I was just about to say, a lot of times heavyweights can turn a tilt into a pin because the heavyweights don't come off their hips like the smaller guys do.
They do not. So that was a nice end of the period right there.
If you notice the body language out of Carney, he left his head on the mat for a good 5 seconds after the end of that period. He's either disgusted or broken.
Well, Carney's going to make a good choice here, being that he was from Liverpool there, but Carney's going to go neutral. He didn't want to go back down underneath him.
Oh, Arm drag.
Correa got an arm drag in there to a trip.
That was a for real takedown. I love the trip.
That was nice footwork. That was nice footwork. He's got a leg on. The big man's got a leg on right now, driving his hip across. They're going to go out of bounds on this, I'm thinking, but he's got some good hip pressure there. And there they go, out of bounds.
He does that in bounds, you're probably looking at a pin. Your silence suggests you might disagree.
No, I do not disagree. With my silence was, I was just thinking that we have a pretty well put together heavyweight ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
well, we have two. Brock Johnson is. He's not a little guy.
He is not. He's a load as well. I'm excited for him. We'll get to see him the next match.
I would imagine when Correa and Johnson get going in practice, the little guys should probably head to the other end of the room.
Well, speaking from experience, you do not want to be underneath that when he comes down.
You coached Brock in high school. I'm guessing he took his turn on top of Coach McKelly.
He did, and it's not my favorite place to be. Is underneath the heavyweight.
Did you try the tuna on him?
You know, I'm sure that one came out at a time or two.
Tuna's hard to
right
stop.
Here, look at the banana splits by the big man.
You don't see that every day either.
No,
Is he going to get him?
We've seen it tilt. I don't think he's got it. I don't think he's got the leverage there, but he's working that toe up. If he can get that toe up, he's going to get it. He's got the hips to the mat. He can drive across like he did at the end of that last period when they were out of bounds.
Running that power half, forearm in the back of Carney's head.
No matter what happens, Carney's not going to like how he feels later.
He's going to have a sore neck tomorrow, the Open.
So we're at the end of the second period right now. Score, I have the score 8-4. And Correa is going to go down. Now, he did get a reversal in the first period, but he was wearing him out pretty good on top there, and there wasn't a whole lot of movement.
No, he must have a lot of confidence he's going to score from on bottom.
He moves really well.
It's possible that Carney is looking forward to the end of this match. His body language is suggesting that.
He's coming back to the center a little slow, and he's going to give up that one. Like I said, the score is 8-4 now, 9-4. I think Correa has a riding time point. He went for a trip again. He's going to snap that down.
Boy, he has good feet. Correa has
Two to
good
the back.
feet.
There's the fall.
Correa is pretty agile for a big guy. He fast feet turning that corner.
So at the end of that, it gives us a score of 19 to Niagara's 23. So for a match, we're going to wind up this match and go through it. You want to start with 125 pounds?
Well, Benny Gomez did what Benny Gomez does. He went out and slow start. 2 periods in, it was Benny was down by 2, and then the avalanche of points started. Takedowns, turns. Benny ended up winning that match by a score of 10-4.
Then it moves us to 133 pounds, where Corey Robinson got his debut into the 2017-2018 season. He ran into a little buzzsaw there with C.J. Walls of Niagara. Niagara came away with a fall, 2 minutes 50 seconds.
That brings us to 141 pounds, where Michael Phelps, the 16-time gold medalist in swimming, took a void from the Jayhawks. And we went to 149, where Bertram won a 7-4 decision over John Rihanna. Again, another slow start for the Jayhawk, down 4-0 at the end of the first period. Bertram had a huge third period to take the 7-4 win.
Well, it brings us to 157, and there was nothing slow about that match at 157 pounds. We had some huge exchanges from JoJo Dowdell and Ryan Sebastio. of the Timberwolves. Now Dowdell came away with the loss there and scored 8-10. However, he did show some great promise for what we come to see of him in the future.
Absolutely. I mean, Sebastio, national qualifier. I mean, he's a real seasoned wrestler, and for JoJo to go the way he did with him, pretty impressive for your first match as a college wrestler.
Absolutely.
165, Sage Gonzalez bumped up to 165 pounds, took on Troy Keller.
It was either Troy Keller or Chris Bradford. We still
That's
don't know.
right. Yeah, I'm going to say that it was Bradford.
I think you're right.
Sage Gonzalez comes off with a 6-4 victory. Just a good, solid match for Sage Gonzalez.
At 174 pounds, Blake Ross ran into what we think is Troy Keller, the returning All-American. And Blake's college debut ended up a little sour with him being tech fouled in the first 17-0.
184 pounds had Ronell McGee against Sergio Crispo. McGee, what was the final score of that match?
McGee, he ended up with a loss, scored 4-3.
4-3 to Crispo.
Now, 197 pounds, Baker Hadwan wrestled John Fuino of the Niagara Timberwolves, and Baker came away with an impressive win of 10-1.
And at 285, Ramon Correa came out, and he looked like the real deal. Looks like an athletic big guy. He kind of took it to David Carney out of Liverpool and had a fall right at the end of the match, 6 minutes in.
And that brings out your team score with Muskegon Jayhawks, 19 points, and Niagara Timberwolves, 23.
You know, as we're going through that recap of matches, the Jayhawks, it feels like we're young, way athletic. You know, Robinson's going to get his wins. He led the team in points last year. Kids like Blake Ross and Joe Dowdell, they're going to have a ton of wins this year. They both ran into seasoned wrestlers, and the Jayhawks are going to be just fine.
Oh, that's for sure true. We came away, we gave up 6 points at 141 at a void, and then we ended up moving to 157, 165, 174 pounds up. Every one of them were wrestling up a weight class to fill a hole at 184, so we're going to be just fine with being down 5 to the Timberwolves.
Well, you think about a 23-19 loss with a void in there, and with having another, I think, 6 guys wrestling out of their weight class. You know, 23-19, there, of course, you know, there are no moral victories, but at the same time, you gave up a 6-point void and then had to fill a void wrestling guys out of their weight class. It says a lot for a young Jayhawk team to keep it to 23-19. The kids battled and scrapped. That's all you can ask from a young team.
It is. It is. So that wraps up our first match of the evening. We'll be back in just a few with the second match of the night, where the Muskegon Community College Jayhawks take on Olivet Comets.
The Comets.